Hola, everybody. It's Wednesday. I know. I hope you were able to get outside a little bit last night and enjoy the weather because it was lovely. Alrighty, people. It's time. We're going to roll up our sleeves. If you're wearing a t-shirt, pretend to roll up your sleeves and let's get this party started because we are going to organize an argument today about organic foods. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay. So I want you to think about where you stand on this issue. Are organic foods worth buying? So you're going to have to pick a side right now. Either, yep, I'm totally on board. Organics are the way to go. Or, nope, I don't think it's a real thing. I'm never going to buy organic. Not worth the money. You got to pick right now. Okay. Then we're going to formulate an argument. And we're going to support a claim about whether or not organic foods are worthwhile. So when we're talking about an argument, as you know, we are talking about making a claim and then supporting that claim. Okay. That's what we're going to be talking about using those two articles that we've been working with all week long. All right, here we go. So we have shown you how to organize an essay with those red, yellow, and green boxes like we practiced a few weeks ago with the Machu Picchu essay. Then last time when we did the Hercules and Atlas story, I showed you how to sketch it out on paper with the boxes and kind of organizing it that way. Today I want to show you one more way to do it. This is called a traditional outline. So when somebody says to make an outline, this is what an outline looks like. Okay, this is a very traditional outline. In an outline like this, you're going to have your intro, okay? Then you're still going to have your body paragraph 1, your body paragraph 2. Now this time we're adding a third body paragraph, which I'll explain in a moment, and then you have your conclusion, okay? So in a traditional outline like this, sorry, these are distracting me. I got to get rid of them. Okay. In a traditional outline like this, the way that you organize it is by having a topic like introduction, and then you do letters underneath, A, B, and C. Those are like the 3 things you need to include, okay? Then sometimes, even beyond the A, B, and C, you have to do numbers. So like the topic here is body paragraph 1, part A is your topic sentence, and then underneath your topic sentence, you have these 4 things, okay? So with an outline like this, it's just another way of organizing. It's literally no different than the red, yellow, and green boxes. It's no different than the outline we drew on paper last week. It's the same type of thing, okay? It's just structured in a different way. And the reason we want to show you different ways is so that you have different like tools in your toolkit that you can use when you're planning out what you want to write. You're eventually going to find one that works best for you, and you're going to be like, okay, that's the one I like. That's the one I'm going to use. Okay, so it's good to get practice with all of them. If you were to do this one, well, let's talk about this. Okay, so what parts does it need to have? Well, it needs to have your introduction. The introduction is going to be exactly the same as our other introductions. You're going to have your hook, which is your lead. You're going to give a little bit of background information on the topic, and then you're going to give your thesis statement, which is your claim. And your claim is either, organics are worth it or organics are not worth it. Okay, that's going to be part of your claim. So we're going to write a thesis statement. Then you're going to come up with 2 reasons why you think that. Okay, so 2 topic sentences, 2 key ideas that support your claim about either organics being good or organics being bad. Now, this third body paragraph we've added because this is called your counterclaim or your objection. So anytime you write an argument, one of the pieces that an argument needs to have is you need to give the counterclaim. And the counterclaim is literally where you state the other side of the argument and say something like, some people might believe that organics are bad because blah, blah, blah. However, it seems clear that they are actually good. Your counterclaim is where you state the opposition side and then you answer it. I'll show you how to do that. And then your conclusion is going to be the same as before, where you kind of restate your thesis and then wrap it up with some kind of closing thought. Okay? All right. Let's dive into this. Okay? So, hello, slideshow. That's not working correctly for me. Okay, so again, it's the same structure, but this time we're going to look at it in an outline. Okay, so this is what your outline is going to look like. Just going to make a copy of this real quick so I don't mess up the original. Okie dokie. Now, the way you would do an outline like this is you would structure it again with your topics and then your subtopics underneath. Okay, so what we can do is we can actually just write right over these things. Okay, so I'm going to remember how last time I jumped around all over the place. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to jump around all over the place because before I can write my essay, I need to know what my claim is going to be. I need to know where I stand on the issue. Okay, so let's say I've decided that my argument is going to be in favor of organic foods. Okay, now remember, this is not an opinion piece. So we're not going to say things like, I believe that organics are better. We're going to keep it neutral. Okay, nobody wants to really hear our opinion necessarily. Okay, they want to be convinced. So we're going to write this a little more formally, and we're not going to say, I think organics are great. Okay, we're going to state a claim without using the word I or me in it. Okay, so we could say something like this. Let's see, organic foods provide a healthy, I don't like this at all. Okay, I'm going to show you how this works when you want to go back and change something later because I don't like this thesis at all. But I know I want to say something about organic foods being the right choice without saying like, in my opinion, or I think organic foods are great. We want to keep it kind of a little more formal. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this. I'm actually going to underline it so I don't forget to come back to it. Okay. Then now that I know that that's my stance, that's my claim, is that I think organic foods are great, I need to come up with my 2 topic sentences that are going to be like my proof of why. Okay. So if I go back and look at the passages, and of course I'm going to want to really look at this first one because this one is pro organic food. I know that it talks about them being healthier because they can't use, pesticides, fertilizers, things like that. So it's a little bit healthier in that regard. But also, I think I want to say that it's also healthier for our bodies because of the antioxidants and so forth that are found in it. So I think those are going to be my 2 topic sentences. So my first key idea is going to be buying organic foods eliminates the risk of being exposed to pesticides and other harmful chemicals, which are bad for the body. Okay. See how sometimes like I had such a hard time with my thesis statement, but that one just kind of rolled right out. It's funny how that happens sometimes. Some things are a little easier to write than others. And then I said my other one was going to be about the health benefits. Consuming organic foods are better for our health and well-being. Okay. So something like that. Those are going to be my two pieces of reasoning to support my claim about organic foods being a healthy choice, right? First is because it eliminates the risk of being exposed to chemicals. And the second is because it's just better for our health and well being. And so in here, I'm going to use evidence from the passage that talks about those pesticides. I think they even mention like sewage, sludge, fertilizers, and things like that, and talk about how the USDA regulates that, and products have to be 95% or more organic to be labeled organic, and so forth. So there's lots of evidence that I can use for that one. And then about this part about them being organic foods being better for our health and well-being. Again, if I scroll down here, it talks a lot about organics have 17% more antioxidants, which are in fruits and vegetables, and so forth. So I'm going to find two examples there of it being healthier for our bodies. What part of it makes it healthier for us to consume organics than to not? Okay. So, evidence, I will type here. I'll put, just for now, like sewage sludge. And for this one, I'll put, it's so gross. And for this one, I will put, come back. And this one I will put, products must be 95% organic. And then I can go in and fill out, the passage. They're both from passage one, and then the paragraph number after that as well. And then, I need to explain that too. Like, why was this sewage sludge part important and why was this part important? And then I'm going to do the same thing for this one. So I want to talk about the antioxidants in organic food and so forth. Okay. Again, from passage one. And then I'll put my paragraph number there. Okay. So I'm going to do that for both of these arguments here. Okay. Trying to prove my point. I'm going to do two pieces of evidence and then I'm going to explain it afterwards. This shows that blah, blah, blah. And this shows that blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then we have to go down to body paragraph 3. And this is called your counterclaim. So your counterclaim is where you have to state the other side of the argument. Something like this. Some people believe that buying organic foods is just a scam. They believe that, and then we are going to want to look over here, probably in passage 2, to see what it is that they exactly are saying. And this is where we want to use those numbers and stats and expert opinion that we highlighted the other day. That's why we did that, so we know where to pull out this evidence. Like, even like this, only 40% of Gen Xers believe that organic is organic. That kind of fits in with what I was just saying. According to, what was the name of this author? Lazarus. Only 40% of Gen Xers believe that organic food is really organic. However, it is clear that this is not true, because according to Szymanski, and then you're going to finish that thought.
So that's the way that you structure a counterclaim. Again, you state what the opposition thinks. You state what the other side thinks. That's where counter comes from. It's like you're arguing back and forth. It's the counter to your claim. So you're going to state, like, recognize, like, hey, I know some of you think this, and that's okay, but it's really not true because it's that kind of a format, okay? Where you're saying you're recognizing the opposite side, but then you're going back to prove why they're not right. Okay. So you're going to hit them with one last piece of really strong evidence right here. So this counterclaim is usually quite a bit shorter of a paragraph than your other two body paragraphs. It's usually just a few sentences that states, like, what does the opposition think and why are they wrong? Okay. And then you come down to your conclusion where you're going to restate your thesis and then you're going to wrap it up. Okay. Now you notice I didn't fill out as much of this one this time because I kind of want to see what you can do without me baby stepping you through the whole process. All right. Now I know I wasn't real happy with my thesis statement. So that's something I want to work on to make it encompass all of this about it being healthy, preventing us from being exposed to harmful chemicals, better for our health and well being. I want to add all of that in there so that it's a good thesis statement that covers both of my topics. In addition, I want to give some background information. Like, there is a huge debate brewing in the world which revolves around the topic of organic foods. And you would say here, some people believe that eating organic is the only way to go. However, others believe that dot dot dot. See what I'm doing there? It's giving background information so that your readers, like, oh, I see what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the debate about organic foods, right? And then you're going to hit them with your thesis statement, which is where you're going to tell them what you're going to try and convince them of. Okay? So again, you're going to do a hook, background info, thesis statement, just like before. You're going to do two key ideas in yellow, and then your evidence and explanation. Then you're going to do your counterclaim, and then you're going to wrap it up. And remember, you don't need to work in order. You can jump all around because I have to jump all around. In fact, I think it makes a better essay when you jump around and make sure that all of your pieces and parts fit together. And guess what? If you don't like this format, if you don't like this outline right here, you can draw it out on paper. I don't care. Whatever works for you. Okay. I just want you to plan it out. And then I want you to upload your plan to this assignment. So if you use this, you just need to turn it in. Or if you do it on paper, you just need to take a picture of it and upload it to this assignment so I can see what you're thinking. Okay. All right. I'm leaving you kind of on your own today to figure this one out. I mean, I gave you some good starting points, but the rest of it's going to kind of be up to you today to plan it out. You do not need to draft today. You just need to have this plan or this outline ready to go for tomorrow, and we'll work on drafting it tomorrow. Okay? All right. So this shouldn't take you too long. I want you to get outside today if it's not going to end up raining and enjoy this day. Have a great one, guys.